here specifically because I want to introduce to you all our head librarian. First, let me just say that we're joined by Sharon Middleton, our Vice President of City Council, and Councilman John Bullock. And I can tell you that one of the main reasons, and I said this before we came out, Heidi, is that one of the main reasons that Sharon Middleton is standing here is because we've made a commitment to do a library in Park Heights. And we also have a facility that we want you all to take a real close look at. And I know that we've set aside some money to make sure that we do a real close look at that. So let me first start by introducing our chairman of the board. Well, let me say first, our interim CEO, Director Gordon Krabby. And I just want to say to you, Gordon, thank you so much. You've been filling in for quite some time now, and we really appreciate the work that you've done. In fact, Sharon, he also made sure that grant was available. And then I'm putting that plug in because we've made that promise and that commitment. And I now want to introduce you all to Heidi Daniel. She is the director, our new director for and president and CEO of the Enoch Pratt Free Library. We're very excited. She actually took on this appointment July 31st. She has served as the executive director of the public library system in Youngstown and Mahoney County in Ohio since 2012. In 2015, she was named Ohio Librarian of the Year. And prior to Youngstown, Daniels worked at both the Houston Public Library and the Metropolitan Library System of Oklahoma. You've been moving around a bit. So right now, I would like to invite our Director Daniels to share a brief remarks, and we'll move on from there. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Pugh. I'm so thrilled that the council members could be here today. Also, I'm really just very excited to call Baltimore home now, and I'm looking forward to working with the mayor and the council to discover all the ways that the Pratt can serve this city even more extensively than it already does. It's an honor and it's a privilege to be named the CEO of an organization that's been making such a huge difference here in Baltimore. Pratt is a crown jewel of the library world nationally. Its mission to provide equal access to information, opportunities, and services to all of Baltimore is something that it lives up to every day. Its staff is dedicated, and it resonates with me personally and professionally as well. From our 21 neighborhood branches, our mobile units, the library makes its impact in many communities. As many of you have seen, I'm sure, our central library is also undergoing a major historic renovation, and I'd like to thank the city leaders for supporting that renovation. 500,000 people pass through our central library every year, and so we will be keeping that building open during the renovation, and the renovation will ensure that it can serve the city for generations to come. There are so many ways that the library is helping in the city of Baltimore. Our mobile job center is on the road, going to underserved neighborhoods and servicing people where they are, where they live. The Books for Me program provides toddlers with their own home libraries and teaches parents to become their children's first teachers, which is critical. Lawyers in the Library is giving people a new lease on life, offering free legal aid, help for expungements, fighting off foreclosure, and other civil issues. And these are just a few of the programs that are making a difference in the community. I want to be brief. I could go on forever about our amazing programs. As we look at the future, we're going to be expanding hours in our branches so that we can serve even more residents and have even more access for the entire city. Access to information, technology, and to skilled help is powerful for individual and community change. As a leader who believes in the power of a public space for all people, and as a person who's personally benefited from public libraries, I'm committed to ensuring that the Pratt continues and expands its tradition of being a dedicated place for enrichment, civic discourse, and an asset to each of the communities in Baltimore. The Pratt has always been ahead of its time, an innovative library, a gold standard, and most importantly, a beloved entity here in Baltimore. I look forward to continuing its strong legacy while moving it forward in a new direction. It's exciting to be at the helm of the Pratt, and I look forward again to working with the mayor, our chair, and the council members. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. We were able to, as many of you probably know, to bring back $29 million from the state to make sure that we could keep our libraries open longer and to provide additional services for people in the communities. I mean, you can go into almost any library in the city of Baltimore, whether it's Penn North or even our Central Branch, and you will see individuals in there who are either looking for jobs, doing homework, developing resumes, and now with the assistance of legal services inside of our libraries. And I think I spoke about this earlier in terms of one of our areas of focus was making sure that we had mobile units moving around our city to assist individuals. And we're not just talking about the bookmobile. We're talking about the unit where people can actually go onto those mobile units, look for jobs, get assistance in jobs. And so we're really grateful for the work that the library system is doing. Let me now introduce Mr. Rosenberg. Mr. Rosenberg is the founder and chairman of Rosenberg Martin Greenberg LLP, and is recognized as a preeminent litigator in the state of Maryland. He has been on the Pratt Library Board since 2012, serving the past 2 years as the vice chair and the successful after he now succeeds Patricia Lasher, who proudly served as the chairman of the Pratt Library since 2013. So please welcome our new chairman of the board, Mr. Rosenberg.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Pugh. One of the best jobs I had before becoming chair was I was on the search committee for a successor to Carla Hayden, who last year became the Librarian of Congress. And at first I thought that we had an impossible task, that we could never find an adequate successor to Carla. But from the moment of her first interview with our committee and later with the board and others, people on the staff who were involved in the selection process, I knew that Heidi Daniel was the person who could do the impossible by succeeding Carla Hayden and succeeding her successfully, if I can do a little pun. I just want to say one thing. In the last 2 weeks, I had the real pleasure of visiting every one of the 21 branches of the Pratt Library, and it took me to places in our city, Mayor Pugh, which I knew about them, but I hadn't been there in quite a while, And I will tell you that it is truly an amazing institution when you go into a branch and you see the activity from little children being read to by a librarian to teenagers doing, looking for books, doing work on a computer, to adults who are using computers to assist them in looking for jobs. It is really quite remarkable, and it's the kind of activity that occurs every single day in every one of the 21 branches of the Pratt Library all around our city. So I can say without hesitation, this is one of the proudest moments of my life to be able to chair the board of directors of the Pratt Library. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Did our council people want to say anything? You can go ahead and put your picture in there again if you want to.
I'd just like to say thank you, Madam Mayor, again for concentrating on, a area that has definitely been neglected for a long time, and of course that's Park Heights, that has not had a library within that southern boundaries for over 30 plus years. And I'm just thankful that a study is going on, and we're going to have a library in place real soon. In the meantime, we do have another facility we're working on just for extra resources, and that's what we're all about, supplying resources.
Put in there for some more books up there.
And we also have, there was an article in the Sun, I think it's today, it was this morning, that we have Langston Hughes is open for the summer. There's some summer programs going in there, and I'm getting calls today from that article. Thank you, Baltimore Sun, that people are volunteering and bringing books, and thank you for your donation of books. And not just books, we're getting computers. I've even gotten emails and calls from neighboring areas within my district, Roland Park, community has stepped up and sent me emails of what I need, so the love is pouring out to help that section of Park Heights where Langston Hughes is located. So reading, as we know, is fundamental. And it's very important for just progress for all of our children and young adults and seniors. So again, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And I brought my colleague along with me.
I thought you might want to share some words as well.
And I'll be very brief. I'd like to echo what the Council
they
Vice
always
President
say that,
said.
but go ahead.
I will be brief. But I will say this, as an educator, I recognize reading is so important, not only what we do with our families and in schools and our communities. And representing the 9th District in West and Southwest Baltimore, we actually don't have a branch of the library within our district. And I think that's something that we would love to see, that greater investment. And we know we can work with Enoch Pratt, work with our state delegation, work with our mayor and the rest of our council to make sure that we're giving young people, seniors, families, all the opportunities to make sure that they have the opportunity to grow and learn. So I'm happy to be here on this auspicious occasion. Luckily to have great leadership that's experienced. And so we're just happy to be here and look forward to having a great partnership.
Great. So, as a new member of our cabinet, I'd like to present you with the Baltimore City Pen.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, any questions for Heidi?
Any questions?
Okay, thank you. That was easy. All right.
Resources,
So,
resources.
I'm running late. I'll take a few questions before I go.
Mayor, this morning, the governor told a fellow reporter that he was committed to doing all things that the city requested and more.
Yes.
What do you think about that, and what commitment have you received?
Quite a bit. As you well know, I gave you all a list of things that we sent to the governor that's a part of our plan. One of it was the monies for the computers in the cars, so we're getting that. The other thing that I looked at was the 100 police officers positions that are currently in the police department that can be civilianized, which will cost us about $9 million. I think I gave them another bill for about another $600,000 for technology and so forth. Another $17 million for a program that focuses on 17 to 24-year-olds, young people who are at risk. And so we're very excited about that, and you'll all get to see all of that. That is part of our holistic plan that is currently being reviewed, and so I look forward to sharing all of that with you all.
The governor has committed to all those millions that you just listed?
Yes.
What's the total dollar?
I'll have to look at what the total, because see,
It could be like 100 million?
well, we know the 17 million for the program that focuses on youth 17 to 24. We know the $2 million that we already got. We just received the grant for the computers inside of the cars. Then I think there's about another, I'm sorry, 600,000 that is for additional technology and training for our police officers. And so we're still, in fact, I had a conversation with him just a few minutes ago. We've got another meeting coming up so that we can finalize all of the commitments that are being made by the state.
Get that in writing?
Which one?
I still haven't received those items that the governor has approved in writing from.
Well, I haven't received them in writing yet either. So as soon as, we should probably have that when I present you with the
Along
report.
with the violence reduction plan
Yes.
that I know that you're coming up. And then, in addition to that, Councilman Brendan Scott and the Public Safety Committee today have released a gun violence reduction strategy incorporating several different things, but I was just wondering, one of the parts of the plan is to expand safe streets, and I was just wondering what you thought of that as far as in terms of the budget. Does it meet, do you think there's room in the budget to add expansion of safe streets right now, or?
I'm not sure what all of that means. I'll have to wait and see what his plan is. I haven't seen anything from Brandon Scott. As I said, every Monday, you all know I have meeting time for council people. If they want to explain a project or something they want to do, the door swings wide open for them. And, there are people all around the city. I think the 46th district provided us with a plan. All of those things are being, looked at very carefully. But our plan is not just about violence. It's not just about guns. It's not just about police. It's about the community at large. And so, as I said earlier, and I look forward to sharing it with you all, it's currently being reviewed. And we have probably about 20 or 30 people that I meet with every other week from the community. We're also looking at some de-escalation programs with folks who are involved in de-escalation of violence on the east side and the west side. We're also looking at small contracts for people who can help folks in our communities who are very hard to get to work. We're also looking at homelessness and creating homes for the homeless. So it's very, very Yeah, I know you all had take your time and read through it, but I think it's very holistic and addresses all of the areas that we believe relates to the implementation of a strategy that really gets us to where we need to go. I should say to you all today that one of the things that you should know is that not since 2002, we currently have 170 individuals in our police academy, more than ever since 2002. So we've got people, our recruitment strategy obviously is working, which again is a part of our violence reduction plan, but I need to get police officers on the street as quickly as we can. That's why we looked at those 100 police officers that are now doing civilian jobs.
Mayor, your general reaction to Councilman Scott's putting out his own, what he says is
I think
a holistic plan, in addition to some of the things that were said at that build rally last night, and your reaction to that in your statement, can you give us a general
Let me just say,
to other people
well,
who have plans?
I think it's great. I think people can put out all the plans that they want. I have the responsibility to make sure that we implement a plan that is responsible, that can be funded, that is safe, that takes into account all of the issues that the city is facing. Yesterday was a great day for the city of Baltimore. We had some of the top leaders in the nation here in our city, and we had Bloomberg Philanthropies has propped up a team that's focused on all of the issues that I'm concerned about in our city. We had Goldman Sachs here, we had Warren Buffett here investing $10 million to expand businesses in this city. That certainly has to be a part of what we do. I think if you all were to go back and look at what I talked about when I first walked in this store, it was about how we create jobs and opportunities and make sure people in this city are working. As the library just pointed out, one of the mobile units is already on the street. We got commitment for another mobile unit because we believe that some people in the city have given up hope. We had Amazon yesterday, and you saw many of those folks going for jobs. September the 27th, we have our own job fair for the city. There are a lot of commitments that are being made. The question is, you can't just write a plan. You have to be able to implement it, and on top of that, you have to be able to fund it. And I think that's the relationship that I have with the governor and with our federal partners that are, in fact, providing some services for the city. So I look forward to reading everybody's plan, and I'm sure that there's some suggestions in those plans that we can look at, or probably already being incorporated.
So when do you think your holistic
Well,
plan
what
will be rolled
I think
out?
I haven't changed anything. Those who were here at the press conference last week, I said that we have federal partners that are in this week that are reviewing our plan along with giving instructions to the Baltimore City Police Department about things that they should do. What I said last week is that the Department of Justice, working with us, looked at, and we have looked at, what is going on around the country. Who has sustained violence reduction in this country for a long period of time? And what we learned was that Los Angeles has sustained violence reduction over the last 5 years, and so we have those folks who are now in our city looking at what we have put together and the conversations that I've had with the governor. And as you said earlier, he has made a commitment to fund those, and so we'll have all of those numbers and everything for you. Thank you all.
What's your thought about the ceasefire event that begins at midnight tonight?
Great. Thumbs up. We need to stop the violence. I'm all in support. I agree with all that has been said. You know, violence on our streets is out of control, and we need to make people feel safe in our city, and I'm with them. Let's cease the violence in our city.
Attorney General Sessions
Yes.
today talked about access to jails and also about immigration issues, saying that in Baltimore, he named Baltimore specifically.
Well, obviously, he does not understand who controls immigration in our city. As you all well know, we don't even control the jails here. That's a state issue. So perhaps he'll get some more information and learn how the process takes place in the state of Maryland, especially in Baltimore City. Thumbs up.